Hello, I'm here with Shannon. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you. She's awesome. How are you today?
I'm good, Rod. How are you?
I am well. I am happy to be recording this interview with you. Welcome to the channel. Could you tell my audience what you do, who you are?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you for inviting me here. I'm so happy that you noticed me because my channel is very small channel. I just started this year, just
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram so far, just on Instagram.
No
Uh, I,
problem.
s- I started at the beginning of this year, around
Mm.
about the beginning. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. Why did you decide to start teaching English on Instagram?
On Instagram, just because I had started
Mm-hmm.
teaching online
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning of the pandemic. Actually, that was what it was that
Mm-hmm.
made me start teaching online.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did it to give my students more content,
Mm-hmm.
to be more present online
Mm-hmm.
for them, and just because I enjoy it. You know, I have fun. I try not to worry about things like uh, number of followers or whatever else. I just try
Mm-hmm.
to have fun and be helpful to people, which is, I guess, the reason we all do it.
Awesome. How long have you been teaching English then?
I've been teaching since I graduated in 2018. That's pretty much the only job
Mm-hmm.
I've ever had, apart from like, part-time stuff at
Yeah.
university. Yeah, I've been teaching since 2018. I started just in a school,
Mm-hmm.
teaching in person,
Mm-hmm.
and then, as I say now, I do both. I do in school and online too.
Yes. Do you prefer in-person teaching or online teaching or both?
They both have their advantages, disadvantages. Personally, just purely personally, I think teaching online gives you more opportunities. You can reach more people, right? You don't just have to teach in your own city or your own town, and you meet lots of different people, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very interesting. And plus, in terms of teaching, you can do a lot more. You have a lot more available to you, I think.
Mm-hmm. Why did you decide to be a teacher?
Well, before I answer that, I just want to say that I watched your channel and all your interviews, and I just want to
Mm-hmm.
say it's such an amazing resource
Yeah.
for me as an English teacher, and I no doubt for everyone else, that we can all learn from each other as professionals.
Yes.
So thank
Mm-hmm.
you for that. But yeah, to answer your question, um, how did I start to become, and why did I decide to become
Yeah.
an English
Yeah.
teacher? Um, well, it's quite a long story. I've just always loved languages. When I was in high school, I studied French and Italian, and
Mm-hmm.
I just loved it. It was my favorite subjects. I created homework for myself, like just doing random translations and different things,
Mm-hmm.
and so then I went on to study that at university.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, my original plan was to become a translator, and then I actually got some part-time experience, a bit of experience as a translator
Yes.
while at university, and I just didn't really like it very much. I didn't really like the idea of not working with people, not having that interaction as a teacher. Obviously, is
Mm-hmm.
is key, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end of my degree, I just started to get really sad at the idea of not studying languages anymore, not constantly researching and asking myself the questions about languages, because I feel the same as you. We're both English teachers, but I'm constantly learning too, and I get those unexpected questions from students, and I actually think, oh, hold on a minute, what is the answer here? How can I help you here? And I just love that. I love languages. I love sharing languages, hopefully making other people passionate and interested in languages. And yeah, that's it. So I just, after my degree, I just came to Italy, where I'm still here. I'm still teaching here, still living here. And yeah, that's it. It was kind of always what I love to do.
What is the favorite piece of grammar or any ability of English that you like to teach?
I think speaking. I definitely enjoy speaking, but I also try to incorporate. I try to use it when even when I'm teaching grammar. I try to create questions for students that I know I'm trying to get them to use some particular grammar structure, but obviously maybe they just think it's a question. So I try to make it as natural as possible. I also really enjoy teaching writing, actually. It might not be obvious from my Instagram profile, because I still haven't worked out how to make that interesting, or something that I can do on Instagram. But I love writing, and that's actually what I enjoy teaching the most online, because my initial worry about going online was making it really interactive, and still communicating well with my students. But I actually find that being online makes it easier to teach writing in an interactive way, because you can all work on the same document and everyone's there, rather than in a classroom everyone's got their own thing, and it's difficult to coordinate. But yeah, speaking and writing are my two favorite ones.
Yes. What is your opinion about non-native English teachers?
I actually really, I think that native speakers and non-native speakers, we don't have more or less of a value, than each other, provided that, of course, the native speaker or the non-native speaker is a qualified, passionate English teacher. Then I really don't think one has more value than the other. Actually, I've seen native speakers, particularly, I think it's a thing with English speakers, that we in school, at least in terms of the UK, I don't know about Australia or America, but I think probably the same. We don't actually study our grammar, our own language, like you do in a lot of different countries. Maybe in Brazil you do at school, like you do learn a lot. So they really have no clue about their own language. You don't know how to, they don't understand the logic behind it and the reason why we say the things that we do. And so I think non-native speakers can really bring that that knowledge more than a native speaker can. Of course, if a native speaker is as I say, a qualified teacher, then of course it's I think it's just we're both English teachers. We bring the same value, or I hope I bring value to my to my students, and that's why I'm really careful about that, actually, when I'm advertising or putting myself there. I try not to talk about myself as a native English teacher, because that's really harmful, I think.
I agree. What advice could you give my audience to keep studying English?
Just find the things that really interest you. I always say to my students, they always ask me, what podcasts can I listen to? What books can I read? What anything that they, want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say, choose what's relevant to you in your life. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't just read something or watch something just because
Mm-hmm.
it's in English, because you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to remember anything that you learned from that. Try to have fun with it. Find a way that makes it fun for you. There's no like specific way to learn a language.
Yeah.
We're all different. We all do different
Mm-hmm.
things. So why should we learn a
Mm-hmm.
language in the same way? It doesn't really make sense. Just experiment and see what you like, what you don't like, what you have time for,
Mm-hmm.
how you can make it work with your
Mm-hmm.
your life and your busy schedule.
Once we are learning a language, we have to turn to the things that we enjoy. I like
Yeah.
reading, I like movies, I like series. My biggest passion to learn English was Madonna. So I went to school to learn English because of Madonna. I got involved. So if you ask me to talk about Madonna in English, I can talk about
For
Madonna
days.
for 4 hours and days in English,
Yeah.
but if you ask me to talk about some kind of plant, I have to study to tell you. Well, now I think we can go to the rapid round game, which is the game that everybody loves. Okay, so the first one for you is Instagram is.
Ooh. A way to difficult question. To create content that is interesting,
Mm-hmm.
authentic, individual to me and
Mm-hmm.
my what I want to teach,
Mm-hmm.
and what my students want to learn.
Yes, of course. Teaching English is.
What I should be doing in life.
Mm-hmm. What I like most in Italy is.
Oh goodness me, too many things. The food. Yeah, I'll go for the stereotype, the food.
The mountains or the nature?
Mountains. I love mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's, well, also in Italy there's obviously a lot of mountains, but I miss that about Scotland as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Music or movies?
Oh goodness me. Probably music. I probably listen to music more than I uh watch films. So
Okay. The most beautiful word in English for me is.
I really like the word not for the way it sounds, but I just like the meaning, dainty. I really like the word dainty.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice way of talking about being being small. I also like bloom. I don't know why. I just
Mm-hmm.
like the way it sounds. Bloom.
Yeah. My friends are.
Mm, amazing. Just I don't see them as often as I would like to. Obviously, I have them kind of all over the place. With uni and the way
Mm-hmm.
I've lived life. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when I get a chance to, I
Mm-hmm.
love to.
My family is.
Very special, and I hope to see them again after 2 years now. I haven't seen them for 2 years, so
Awesome. Now you can ask me your
yes.
questions.
My first question was going to be if you could learn a new language, a totally new language, what would you learn? But you already answered that. It's French, but I guess it's French, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but why? Why would you learn? What do you like about French?
I think it has a very beautiful sound. I think it's very charming. It's close to English and Portuguese at the same time.
Do you prefer podcasts or audiobooks?
I like to listen to anything. If it's interesting to me, I go for it. It doesn't matter if it's audiobooks or podcasts, I'm there, I'm listening. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it has
Mm-hmm.
to be in English though.
Oh yeah. And do you recommend podcasts and or more like audiobooks for your students, or do you think either one is good to
Yeah,
recommend?
I think either one is good, but there's something a little bit different in Brazil when you start with beginners, as we don't have a lot of immersion or chance of immersion in Brazil. We have to use a lot of our native language in
Mm-hmm.
the classroom. But when they have an advanced level of English, I recommend podcasts, I recommend audiobooks, I recommend reading, though in Brazil, teenagers don't like reading very much. They prefer to listen. Instead of writing a text to a
Yeah,
friend, they send an audio. So
yeah,
that's why. But I think that podcast and audiobooks are very, very important to enhance listening skills and acquiring vocabulary for conversations and everything else, you
yeah.
know?
But I think reading in general, I mean, reading for pleasure is something that
Yeah.
unfortunately we all do. Like, so
Yeah.
I know even myself, I
Mhm.
don't I listen to podcasts a lot more because when I'm cleaning the house, when I'm walking to work,
Yeah.
it's just a lot more accessible. And it's a
Yeah.
shame because I love reading, but I just
Me too.
either I don't have the time or the
Mhm.
or the energy. It's a shame.
I like to say that a book is a friend we have that doesn't ask for anything in return because
Hmm.
it gives you information, it takes you to another world, and it doesn't ask anything in return.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah. Are you a morning bird or are you a night owl?
after you become a father and you have bills to pay, you can't choose. Yeah, I
That's
wake
true.
up in the morning and I sleep late at night. But when I was single or I was in the courtship with my wife, I was a night owl.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, me too. Yeah, and Scotland is.
It's beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. And when I have time, I wish I can go there and visit because I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the world to be.
Yep,
So I think you're
I
very
agree.
lucky.
It's I really do really miss it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you a question based on what you told me. I found it interesting that you were worried about speaking. As you say, your channel is just in English, and you were a bit nervous about that. But from your students and from the viewers,
Hmm.
have you had any, let's say, I don't want to say negative feedback, but in the sense that they would like you to speak more Portuguese, or are they happy?
A
They're.
lot of people who watch the channel, they are from Brazil and other countries around the world, but they never complained about the channel being 100% in English. I had to find a different way to do YouTube. You know, I didn't want to be a regular teacher with a blackboard behind me and be writing things and saying the words in Portuguese or spend the whole video just saying one sentence in English and the whole video in Portuguese.
Yeah, yeah, because I had the same feeling as you, and that's actually why on my Instagram, I give, at least where I can. Sometimes I
Mm-hmm,
don't know
mm-hmm,
the words in Italian
mm-hmm,
and French. I give the
mm-hmm,
translations in Italian
mm-hmm,
and French, but I try not to make it obvious or like
mm-hmm, yeah,
in a way that you can actually enjoy or really get something from my Instagram if you don't speak Italian
mm-hmm,
or French,
mm-hmm,
because it closes you off as well, right? It means
yeah,
that you don't want to be only
yeah,
helping people who speak
mm-hmm,
Portuguese or Italian or French.
yeah,
That's the reason, I guess, that we're doing. You're
mm-hmm,
doing
Yeah.
YouTube. I'm doing Instagram. I hope to do more in the future
Yeah.
as well. As I say, I'm still I guess a baby in my journey. I'm still at
Yeah,
the
of
beginning.
course.
But
Uh,
you know, you want to help more people, as many
mhm.
people as possible. So
And also, I love watching interviews. I think maybe that's why I
yeah,
wanted my channel to have guests,
yeah, and it
you
is,
know?
as I said before, it is a real resource for teachers, because often
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it happens
Mhm.
to maybe everyone.
Mhm.
You feel like, oh, am I doing the right thing? How can I get better? How can I? And it's good to have that, you know, to compare yourself and to exchange
Yeah.
experiences and thoughts, and
Mhm.
it is a real yeah, it's a real resource. And I can really as you say, the people are really candid, really authentic,
Yeah.
really you know, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing that you've created.
And something that I really enjoy on the channel as well are the round tables. We discuss one single subject with different opinions and different questions. I'm always doing this, and I really love getting people like from Ireland, from Argentina, from Scotland. I think it's really important.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I think we're heading to the end of the interview. And for every guest, I have a sentence, a quote, a takeaway. And for you is you are very young. You are in the beginning of everything. Just enjoy the ride and keep doing this amazing job that you're doing. And I hope you can come to the YouTube community as well,
I'd love to.
because you are doing something very prolific. You're gonna grow and just keep doing what you have to do in the serious way that you're doing, that you're gonna go far. I wish
Thank
you all
you.
the
Means a
best,
lot.
and it was a pleasure to have you
For me too.
on the channel.
I appreciate it. I appreciate such a pleasure and an honor to be here. So thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. It's nice to have a friend in common. Like Lee is amazing. He's a great
It's
guy.
wonderful. Yeah.
I hope he's watching. It was a huge pleasure. Thank you for being here today. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
People, this was my friend Shannon. All her details are going to be in the description box below. Check her content. It's amazing. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy, he's so humble, he's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye bye. God bless.